I could get it. I wrote the song in a second and there ain't nothing I can't do. It's all just whatever and I'm biotic. I'm shepherd, I dig up all of the treasure and you were all little heathers. I pull up, follow your pedal. Follow your pedal. You need to stop and get clever. Follow your pedal, 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 pedal.
Hello and welcome everybody to the Breachers VRML preseason week 2. My name's Nightfire with 2 E's. I will be your sole conductor in today's journey into the Breachers sphere. If not the highest voted match that I've seen coming in so far this preseason. We have the older guys versus Ultraviolent unfolding before us here this afternoon. A big shout out to everyone that has been voting on the website. I do appreciate seeing those. And if you don't know that, you can vote on who you think is going to win or lose by going over to VRML.com and voting on these teams. Right now, I think the top team voted here this afternoon on winning is Ultraviolent. But there are a few folks putting some faith in the older guys. We'll have to see what they do today. They did get a default win in their first week, so they got a forfeit coming through. Ultraviolent, on the other hand, had a very strong win against Acme, I believe, in their first week, and so they're coming in feeling much stronger, I would say, maybe more confident, and frankly, we don't know what we're going to get with the older guys. That's why we wanted to tune in here this afternoon. I also got to actually swap the sides here because Ultraviolent will be starting on the defense, and the older guys will be starting on the attack. We do have everyone in lobby, so I know the active rosters for the afternoon are on Ultraviolet's side. Filibust, Jack Possible, Ripster, Stanky, and Blue Dog USA, 2 casters. Shout out to them. And on the older guys' side, we have Rip the Cord, Crim Animosity, Silent, I Blame My Aim, and Big Lunch. Everyone in lobby ready to go, and actually we're currently in a bit of a pre-game dodgeball matchup right now as these two teams are using the basketball and playing a full court dodgeball game. But I have given the go-ahead to Filibust. They've assured me that they're paying closer attention to these comments. But hey, when you're having fun in the pregame lobby, you're having fun, and I do love to see the creativity. Well, I did tell them that we had 6 minutes roughly, but I have given one of them the go-ahead. I'll give the other the go-ahead. And we should be getting into it for maybe they want to finish their dodgeball game before we get into the real deal. Oh, no, they're not paying attention, but they are having a good time, and that's what matters. Filibust has seen the message. We should be starting into our first round, which will be on to Skyscraper for map number 1. And like I said, older guys on the attack, Ultraviolent on the defense. If you're just tuning in, this is map number 1 of Breachers, a 5 versus 5 Rainbow Six Siege-like game. Search and destroy style objective. Once you are dead, you are out of the round. You can still communicate with your team, and you can also ping locations in the death cam. You can fly anywhere around the arena, around the map, but you can only see what your teammates see. It's a really interesting mechanic that enables your dead and down teammates to still be helpful. First round of each round is a pistol round, and this game a mix of Rainbow Six Siege and Counter-Strike, where there is an economy phase, there is buying into weapons, utility, all of that costing money and resources. And we buy phase roughly 50 seconds between rounds as we do jump into round number 1 here, with a 3-player breach through the second floor. We have a bottom floor distraction coming in from Criminal Animosity, but they are going to take what looks to be a hatch push down on to B. Jack Possible's location identified, and they'll go down. Silent scoops up the shots from the back end. The older guys looking good on their opening here. Ultraviolent, I would say, likely the favorite on winning this, but they've just done a little bit of a hatch pick, quickly dived off to the side. Blue Dog getting pinged and identified as utility comes in, and then they suddenly push bottom floor of B. Action could be unfolding on the upper level as well, as we do have Silent ups here. Ripster and Stanky playing an aggressive bit of a rotation, and Silent does get identified. They'll be opening up into this fight, trying to find the shots around the corner. Meanwhile, bottom floor, the push comes through. Filibust shuts one down. Shots from the long side from Big Lunch, scoop up another, and there's the double on B. Got to watch for the hatch drop as they've lost control of that second floor. Go ahead and enable those walls so we can see through and anticipate who's coming, as we do have shots coming in from Stanky. Ripster and Stanky, the last two. Ripster has that hatch drop opportunity if they want to take it. A taken by Stanky as they're going to look to retake this with a beautiful one tap. 1-2 technically, but a beautiful 1-2 tap from Stanky onto the head. 2v2. Animosity throwing out the stealth, getting a little oh, might have seen Stanky on the corner. No, I don't think they did. Stanky hadn't quite peeked. Ripster drops down, and there's the back of the head. It's a 1v1. The shot's coming over the top, and Stanky still alive. Animosity both at slivers of health. EMP is planted. Stanky has to push and retake this. They're going to come flying out the door, and they'll find the kill. Do they have time to defuse? I think they do. As it ticks down, it will come through. And yes, indeed, Ultraviolent win with 1 left alive. And we open up this series with an exciting back and forth, to say the least. What are we going to get here this afternoon? What a round from the older guys. Maybe waking up Ultraviolet, who knows? But either way, this is a close matchup, and maybe this is what everyone was anticipating to happen. It's why this was such a highly voted match this afternoon to be casted, because so many people wanted to see these players duking it out. As we are seeing here, Jack attaching all sorts of different attachments onto everyone's assault rifles, as Ultraviolet are able to buy into Vezins. It puts them very low on cash and in the economy. I mean, Stanky down to 50 cash left. Jack holds the door blocker, wondering where it should be placed. And everyone getting ready for round 2 on the defense. Each round, the objectives change location. And each round, whether you win or lose, you get cash. Winning gives you $2,500 into the pocket. Losing only gets you $1,500. So right now, what we're seeing on the older guys' side is a save on the cash side. Buying into very little tools, if anything, just pistols. And that means that next round, win or lose, they'll have a couple of good guns to use. Everyone vaults in the hatch drop. A nice coordinated push. The older guys definitely looking like a team that have this breach thing figured out. The drone being utilized nicely to guide the team in. Something we saw a lot of yesterday out of that top-tier matchup. But we're on to what seems to be a B hatch drop. Guarded by 2 Vezins. Ripster also here, so a heavy defense set up on B. They're definitely going to want to work around to these breachable walls. It really opens up the room substantially if you can get both of these down. Makes it very hard to defend B. I believe that's going to be the plan, but I actually don't even... They have another breaching foam. And I think breaching foams have multiple charges, so... we could see these walls breached and the full plan prepped, as we do still have one up at the hatch. There's the breach on the bathroom wall. Stanky does get some big damage dealt to them, but a quick heal. There's the breach on the other wall, and B is wide open for entry. Blue Dog from up top catches one. Everyone rotating to be a little bit heavy on Ultraviolet as they stack up here. There's the hatch breach as well, and Criminal Animosity is going to catch the ankles of Philibus. They're going to be forced to tuck tightly in to this deep corner. Blue Dog comes flying on the outside, and suddenly Animosity alone on this hatch. Nice effort on the pistols, but ultimately older guys not able to break through anyone's full HP, and they pushed into the heavily armed, the most heavily armed players on Ultraviolet. Some of those shots coming very close. Seconds tick down, and there's the peek from Philibus to find the final shot, popping out of that door blocker. A nice effort, breaching through B and opening it up, but ultimately it does not work. And after the eco round, we should see buys in, although, Rip the Cord and Animosity still don't have enough for a Vezin. Maybe they'll be the ones that end up providing attachments to their team. Rip the Cord also buying into that drone, so having to utilize some of that money, the breaching foam costing cash. Yeah, they definitely didn't save enough, but there are still some Vezins in play. Big Lunch in particular definitely wasn't investing too much into those first 2 rounds, as they have a syringe, the breaching foam, and a Vezin in hand. The all-important round for the older guys. They really need to lock this one up so they can reset the economies of Ultraviolet, put them essentially on an even playing field. And it looks like we're going to get a second floor breach through these windows, where then they'll eventually have Animosity likely break these bottom floor windows. And they will push in through a hatch here on B. There's the hatch breach. Jack is Taurus in hand and waiting. Oh, and a headshot onto Silent. What a beautiful angle. Jack finds just the slice. They can't drop down because there's the static field emitter there. And Animosity does actually scoop up a kill. There's another on the long lane from iBlame. Actually, some big pickups. Going to make it easier to push into B, especially if they can get set up on the outside wall there and start breaching through there. More shots from the back. Blue Dog trying to support over the top. But as soon as this breach comes in, yeah, Jack's going to be in big trouble. Door blocker down. And Big Lunch is looking for something here. Over the top, breaching foam is there. It's detonated, open up wide for a potential kill. Oh, and Jack's the one that's going to peek out again with the Taurus. Prim finally finds the kill. Rip the cord, barreling in. And this is a big round for the older guys. It's going to come down to Blue Dog, who's getting peppered through the wall. Has to use the health syringe. Throws the smoke on the corner. Drops back around A. Will pop out the door blocker. And be looking down the long hallway for any sort of action. Oh, and they don't find it. Animosity actually, just through the short corner, finds the kills. Everyone should have rifles in hand, and the older guys are right back into this series with a big round. Look at the economies. Everyone about equal on cash. Everyone across the board at about 3K. Means that everyone can invest into this round with Vezins, utility, and the next round, no matter win or lose. So we're going to see some full buys coming in on both sides. And Ultraviolent, for the first time this preseason, are being challenged. I don't think they lost but one round, and maybe not even, maybe just one round in their first series. I thought they put a tripwire there. That would have been odd. But we're back to this bottom floor objective with the B walls in particular being vulnerable. I wonder if instead we'll see an A breach come through. Just don't feel like it opens up as well as B does. And with all the utility in the world, I imagine the older guys are going to try and work their way in towards B. We're going to keep our eyes on Filibus in the immediate start of this, simply because they've pushed up, tucked into a bit of an extended corner here. And we're already seeing a hatch breach come in onto B. Shots from Rip are foul. Blue Dog goes down. Smoke is here. Doesn't deny vision onto Stanky. But this is a bit of a faster push from older guys, but it is the same push. And I got to wonder if Ultraviolent are going to read that, recognize that they're getting B pushed here. Recognize what worked well for them last time with the rotation around the long hallway to scoop up what could be several backs right now if they were just to push forward. Filibus does scoop up one on that bottom floor. Stanky is close to the vent. Could pop out if they did want to risk crouch crawling their way out. Breaching foam comes down, and they will be double breaching B with the hatch as well. EMP onto Big Lunch as iBlame watches for the flank, and Jack Possible drops back instead of flying out that door. Everything is opened up, though. As there's the flank coming in from Filibus. They've pushed up from that bottom floor. Not pushing forward, though. And for now, we're just into a bit of a pre-firing session as Filibus has the backs and is forcing Big Lunch to watch that side instead of push into this objective. Ripster throwing down some suppressive rounds as well, but Filibus does finally scoop up one from the long corner. A is well covered. They need to get inside B, take control, and get rid of Stanky, but Stanky is a big problem for Lunch and Silent right now trying to push through this bathroom. There's the big kill. There's the swing from Jack. The push out from Ripster. They go down, and the push back from Filibust on the backside through the hatch. They're the last one alive, but they find the kill. They secure their team 1,000 more cash than their opponent, and they go up 3-1 here. 2 more rounds left on this on this attacking phase for older guys, and then we swap sides. One thing we've seen in particular, if you look at yesterday's game, is a potential for there to be substantial swaps in score lines between maps, and depending on what side these players are playing on and what map they're on. Some maps tend to favor defensive side versus offense, and it's I suppose commonly debated topic within the community on what maps have that sort of one-sided favoritism, because ultimately, if you can get enough attacking rounds, even 1 to 2, it could potentially set you up for a map win if you can then play your defensive round strong. So the older guys have taken at least one offensive round. They're set up here and ready for another attack. Vezin's in hand. Like I said, it meant that economy meant that we had everyone should be able to buy in for 2 rounds. But I am interested to see that both Silent and Animosity are saving. So they do have at least 2 players saving here. And I liked that drop down from Silent before Lunch and Blame come in, destroying the tripwire, making sure that they're safe, full control of the B push. And they got to be cautious of that flank that could be coming in with Ripster on the backside there. A beautiful nade shuts down Animosity on the objective. Filibus tries to catches one. EMP is getting planted, though. A great smoke shutting down Blue Dog's angle. And the plant is down. Silent tries to drop back. It's caught by the static field. Filibus catches a killer, too, and is going around the long way, but goes down to Ripster. Rip the cord, excuse me. Ripster does peek out. Silent knows there's someone pushing onto their backside. Expects it to be the short corner, but it's Ripster around the long side. On the back end, Rip the cord goes down, and the EMP gets defused. A nice attempt from the older guys. But in the chaos, it goes to Ultraviolent. 3 left alive. And, oh, they're not hitting the defuse right away. They have it prepped. But they wanted to gather up some utility from their downed opponents and teammates so that they would be best prepared for the final round. You can see that on the Ultraviolent side they are, or were, somewhat low on cash going into this one. 2,600. Granted, not necessarily low. Silent with $4,000 has enough to buy into 2 lower grade rifles if they did want to try and get some guns into the hands of everyone on the older guy's side, because right now this is the last round before we reset economy and swap sides. And I appreciate everyone tuning in, hanging out, and enjoying the action. If you are tuning in live on YouTube or watching the VOD, we do appreciate your support. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, which is just down there beneath me. Hit the like button, turn on notifications. Being subscribed will let you know when we set events and when new games are going to be coming. So you'll see that after I do it properly, a Saturday and Sunday match will be set for live. We'll have a match starting at 6 p.m. PST Saturday and 12 p.m. PST Sunday, and both of those matches will be going live to Xtadium, a in-VR app that you can watch these games in a big movie theater screen sized arena, basically, with a couple of other friends. It's like big screen, but check it out. And that'll be again tomorrow night, 6 p.m. PST. The full breach through, and the full press onto A. Everyone's home. The pings from the drone have made sure that this breach was safe before they did it. And as they open up A, grenades come in. Headshot from the Taurus, from Jack Possible. Another one over the top. Can they find a third? Not before a big lunge scoops up a kill over the shoulders of Jack. Down goes Jack with a double from Big. Puts us into a 3v3, and Big continues to poke at Stanky here, trying to defend A. Rip the cord, scoops up Ripster on the back. A wide open as Blue Dog USA goes down to rip the cord, pushing in onto B. A and B able to be fully taken over here by the likes of the older guys, unless Stanky can scoop up a triple, and they can't. A pretty big round that puts the older guys in a position where they can secure a map win here against Ultraviolent. We swap sides. The older guys on the defense now, and Ultraviolent on the attack. Yeah, we still don't have the overall scores swapping, but we'll get that working soon. I can manually do it for now. We go back to pistol rounds, reset economy, and, man, a solid matchup here this afternoon. If that first round was any indicator, this pistol round should be pretty exciting. I am curious to see what the plan of attack is going to be from Ultraviolent. Everyone hitting the door to open it up instantly. And it looks like we're going to get a hatch push here. Oh, they're full stacking on. They're going to take the breaching foam charge damage and all drop down for a potential push. But Big Lunch and Animosity are here and waiting. And the push in absolutely gets shut down because look at what was waiting for them. A risky play with one single static emitter on the ground. Ooh, that stings for Ultraviolent, but I love to see it. Trying something new, trying a full court press through the hatch, but it was just the older guys were ready, clearly aware of that potential strat coming in from Ultraviolent, and wow, very nice job on the defense. Sets up the older guys nicely, and in some cases, you see Crime Animosity picking up the Vezin already, going into the round that could tie them up here. Plenty of utility coming in as well with tripwires, door blockers, proximity sensors. And we'll start on board Filibust as they bust through that bottom floor door, only pistol in hand. Jack Possible, also a big pistol user, regardless of the round they're in. You saw them pulling double kills, triple kills in full assault rifle rounds. But Filibust is set up on one door at B. Rest of the team is rotating around to A. Ripster leading point, and they identify another door blocker they're going to have to work around. Door blockers, very effective tools for defense. You can pop through them on defense. Also, they can be they can't have nades thrown underneath them. But we're seeing the double knockdown here. As both Jack, everyone really, getting ready to push in. Animosity has the rifle in hand. Does peek out and spots Filibust. Jack, everyone's here. They find Filibust, that extended mag. Maybe not, but they do find Filibust regardless as the push comes through. Everybody goes down. Blue Dog with a smoke up, trying to win something here, but it is a powerful Older guys defensive hold that ties everything up 4 apiece on map number 1. And now Ultraviolent can buy into some more items. Jack Possible again opting in for the Taurus, although I do see them being given a... Yeah, they're being handed the Vezins from Ripster and Stanky so that Jack can attach a couple of extra attachments on. You can see Blue Dog here giving Jack their Vezin saying, hey, help me out here. Give me some attachments. Everything kitted out, and it's an interesting strat coming in from Ultraviolent to help with the economy. You have one specializing in a very cheap buy at all times so that you can kit out a full Vezin when you would otherwise not have the money. I mean, you can see on Ultraviolent, they are going heavy into this round. This is a big round for them. No cash left over here. Full utility, smokes, frags, flashes, syringes, breaching foam, drones, health syringes. It's all here. And we'll see if the older guys can fend off this push. Filibust pushing in through, interestingly, the top floor. Not necessarily with the rest of their squad. Big Lunch holding down B, waiting for anyone to advance in. This could be another hatch play. At the very least, Filibust will be breaching through one of these hatches on A or B, I imagine. But Ultraviolent have slowed down. Letting the drone do some scouting work before they make any more moves. As that drone does get underneath the door blocker, should identify the static emitter and silence position on the short corner. Filibust trying to shoot that down as they already have lost Blue Dog. I don't know when those shots could have come through. Maybe just a slight out of sync on the push-up. Filibust does find a long angle, though. And the rest of the team joins Phil onto the objective floor. Blame My Aim finds the kill. Ripster is going to hunt for the revenge of their teammate. Has to get rid of the door blocker onto B, though, and Stanky will help with the door blocker down. They're going to want to breach in towards B. Everyone's stacked up here. No one really going to be defending this push in. Silent could pop out, I suppose, at any moment, so Ripster has to be cautious of this. You see nice coverage on the offensive side. Stanky watching the angle as the breach-shooting foam comes down. Ripster pops out to scoop up Big Lunch, looks for Crim Animosity over the top. Stanky on the backside does catch the refrag. Puts us into a 1v2 with Crim holding down A and potentially swinging around to Stanky and Jack. If they stick around too long on this long hallway, they got to get inside B, and they are. As the EMP in hand, it is. Jack has the EMP. They'll be putting that down, and Crim's going to have a hard retake, although right now it could be a nice double-stacked headshot, but it does come in. We'll have to see what Crim's choice is on the retake here because EMP is down. One headshot, finds the double. Clutches the round, now has to find the EMP. Will spot it out before it detonates, and a big, big play coming in from Animosity as they completely surprise the final two on Ultraviolent. They'll get a little bit of utility with a health syringe off of their downed opponent. Maybe another one. Yeah, 2 health syringes. They can dish those out to their teammates as they reset. Go in to their next attacking round. Have a comfortable 5-4 lead. A big, big play there coming in. Animosity absolutely clutching it up for the older guys. And now Ultraviolent go into a round that they have to eco on. So full pistol buys. On the other side, full assault rifle buys. So Ultraviolent have to have a 2-round plan here. At least get a kill or two to impact the economy of their opponent, forcing them to rebuy into assault rifles or whatever. And I mean that's the at the very least. If they don't find a pick, it's gonna make that last round potentially very difficult. We can tie. We can be 6-6. It is possible. But right now, older guys are on the hunt for the map 1 win. Ripster has Taurus in hand. If iBlame decides to peek out again, they could be risking an instant headshot, but iBlame finds the headshot first. Silent will scoop up another on the outside window, and it's down to Stanky and Jack Possible. Trying to get something working, but the outside entry windows are maybe some of the hardest to push through. And I do think that when we talk about maps, again, that favor a certain side, Skyscraper, I've been told, and from my experience seen, that it does tend to favor the defense. These breaches are definitely challenging, and if you get stuck on these outside windows, you're in a very risky spot. iBlame could fly out, be a potential threat, but nades and utility are coming in. That one does back Silent off, as, like I said, getting through these windows is tough. Big Lunch catches Stanky the long angle, and the EMP gets picked up by Jack. They're going to continue to try to make something happen here. Can't find the shots on the Silent. And all 5 still alive for the older guys as they go into their map point. Round number 11 coming up here. Only 2 left. Ultraviolent can only tie at this point in map 1. Just taking a quick look at chat. I do appreciate everyone stopping in. Heritage, Sergio, Chem, RJ, Sneaky Snake. Thank you so much for enjoying the action. Has been a pretty dang good opening map here in this series. And the older guys are, I think, frankly, surprising everyone that's been putting down votes on who's going to win or lose. But Vezin's coming in from Ultraviolent. And like I said, they got to hunt for the tie now at this stage. Ripster is working their way down the vent, but iBlame does drop off. After the stair challenge, there's another peek from iBlame to catch the kill. Krim isn't going to peek the long hallway, and iBlame does go down. Ripster scoops up that one. Ooh, you can see the movement there from the hands, telling Silent to redirect as they shift over to reinforce B. Door blocker is still up, though, and Filibust and Ripster are in a dangerous position here on the stairwell hallway. There's the option of Krim popping out, the option of that long angle getting taken, the option of the pop out from the door blocker as Silent catches a kill. Information relayed to the older guys so they know there's one out here. As the nade comes in, destroys the door blocker. Animosity doesn't find anyone over the top, but more utility is coming into B. they have some utility of their own. Actually, Filibust finds Silent. Big Lunch blind firing through A, unaware of where this push is coming from. Oh, and the peek up, almost the kill. Rip the Cord shuts down the entryway there. Both Stanky and Filibust worried about both sides pinching them now as they're the last two alive. Into the 2v3. Nades and utility coming at them. Phil getting healed up, and that was big that they did get the heal because they almost went down there again. Stanky EMP in hand is going to be rotating. Has to get rid of the static emitter and will with a nade. Animosity here on the short corner catches Stanky as soon as they pop out the long way. And what are the options for Filibust? They got to go through the door blocker, and they will catch one, but not two or three. Rip the Cord, Big Lunch. And the older guys take round number 1. Let's update the maps here. It is going to be Factory next for map number 2, I believe. But a 7-4 win coming in from the older guys on map number 1. Looking at the KDs here, Crim Animosity 14 and 13. Big Lunch with the 13 there. Big kills coming through there. Filibust doing well, 10 and 9. Definitely putting up some solid kills. But, man, Animosity playing a very solid round. 8 assists as well. Certainly impressive. Let's go ahead and give the teams that we are ready to go for our next round. And yeah, map 2 is going to be, according to my information, taking us on to Hideout. Final map will be Factory then. And we're jumping right into the action. Map number 2. Into a pistol round, Rip the Cord. Going to be utilizing that drone out the gate. And do I have the teams on the right sides? I don't. I'll have to swap those. And we will swap the scores. And be ready to see how the older guys attack on Hideout. Round 1 about to kick off, and we'll see what Rip the Cord sees as they deploy their drone, likely underneath the door before breaching it. See what they can see. Not going to spot anything that's going to enable the confidence of the team to push forward. You can see that battery life of the drone there. Not infinite, but long enough to get plenty of information. Identifies Stanky in the short corner, and that does force the rotation off from Stanky. Rest of the team going to start their breaching as Animosity starts to push into this upper floor. Filibust on a rotation could catch the back of Rip, but Rip is here, and it's a fight. Both players incredibly low. On the bottom floor, you have iBlame pushing in. Filibust on the short corner does end up getting the heal. iBlame finally does scoop up one, and it's just the duo. Oh, and Rip the Cord does have HP. They have 1 HP left. iBlame's going to pop out, looking for the headshot, but it's Jack that finds it. And now Rip with 1 HP is in a 1v4. Ultraviolet opening up this one nicely on defense. Jack with the Taurus has been a major threat. And again, not just the pistol rounds. Minute 15 on the clock, so plenty of time for Rip to kind of casually work with. But unless they can scoop up a health syringe, they are going to have a tall order ahead of them. Even some blind fire through that wall at B would do the work. They do find one onto Blue Dog. A nice two-tap onto the head. Ping's coming in onto Stanky's position, but Rip didn't see him crouched behind the barrier there. And as they pop up, Ultraviolent will take round number 1. Go up 1-0 here on map 2. Another drone buy from Rip, and those drone buys do impact Rip's ability to be effective. If they lose this round, Rip won't be able to buy in to a Vezin next round. Everyone else on the team will. No, nobody will if they lose. So, a big round for the older guys. Definitely want to scoop this one up. Get their economy right going into round 3. Looks like we're going to get a multiple breach with Rip, Big Lunch, Blame all out on the main door towards B. Silent going to be breaking this and looking for a slice of an angle through the window. They won't find anyone in here. But the drone is out, and Ripster and Jack with a big double as they just push forward. Throwing their hands up in celebration, getting the heal. An absolute huge shutdown on the push through. That Taurus in Jack's hand is powerful. And now it's almost like everyone on Ultraviolent is attacking. Even after the map lost, they're feeling confident on their push, but maybe a little overconfident. Animosity scoops up the back of one head. And kills at this stage are good for the older guys. Phil shuts down another peek, and there's just no chance for Silent to even get inside. Big headshots from Phil on the board. 4 kills for Jack with the Taurus and 3 for Phil. Round 2 into the hands of Ultraviolent. This is the Ultraviolent team we saw in week 1. Aggressive and performing quite well. Their economy set solid, and everyone able to buy into their preferred tools. As Jack, I think, kits everybody out so that no one has to spend the money on getting their I'm blanking. Vezin, I was about to say their Vezins kitted. Again, it's an interesting strategy. Economically wise, it seems to me to be pretty unique as a choice. But I get it. You know, you have one person that is really good at hitting those Taurus shots. And you kind of saw this happening with the Cyclone before the nerf. This Animosity challenges through the door. Shots coming in from Big Lunch. Will catch Philibus. There's a nice push out from Silent. A 1-2 punch in this main hallway, and that is an over-aggressive Ultraviolent getting picked apart. It's now just the Taurus and Ripster defending A and B. No idea where the push is coming from because the push hasn't been even really started yet. It was just this team getting into the room. Breach is ready onto A. But everyone is getting Tauruses in, or excuse me, Vezins in hand. The Taurus is just on my mind. Oh, Jack peeks out, gets shot from Big Lunch over the top. Ripster trapped as the EMP in the hands of Silent does get planted, and Ripster tries to push out to get shot by Big Lunch. That long angle coming in from them on that far backside. 5 alive and everyone picking up Vezins. A massive economy reset for the older guys. What a tough round for Ultraviolent to let go there. And this is, honestly, economy, it's almost it's in favor of the older guys now off of that round. It's like they completely swapped. Oof, that stings. That's gotta sting. Again, though, the benefit of Jack buying into the Taurus, able to kit out more Vezins. Everyone barely able to afford it. But they will be able to get attachments on it thanks to Jack. So, it's learn something. That's my recommendation. Nade Breach comes in. Animosity looking for the long angle. Anyone holding stairs. Doesn't spot anything out. The drone doing some work as the team gets ready to push into B. Silent makes their way in through the main hallway. And they are experiencing quite a bit of pre-fire through that breachable wall. A lot of guesswork going on here. Breaching foam tossed to Big Lunch. And this is a fluid older guys team right now. They are looking good. Blue Dog tries to hold things down, and a long-range shot coming through over the top. More suppressive fire in towards B as Philibus tries to retake. The last one alive on defense, and they scoop up 1 kill. They need 3 more to fend off this push. They find another. The Vezin. Powerful in the hands of Phil. Silent is here on the short corner, and they will shut down the rampage. 6 kills so far in 4 rounds. But older guys have tied things up and put Ultraviolent into a bit of a tough spot. They're going to have to go into an eco round after winning 2-0. It is a powerful comeback here from the older guys, and they are in full control right now. And we've been on this objective before. This defense did not go well for Ultraviolent last time. We'll see if they've learned it all, because it's looking like it's going to be the exact same push. Rip crashing in through that upper door. Silent breaching in through the bottom. And Animosity harassing through the window. Arifster did not want to do that. They wanted to get on the edge. Drone's out, though. Philibus tries to take it down and instantly catches blind fire through the window. It does look like there isn't much of a forward defense here, outside of Jack and Philibus harassing and trying to find that drone. Blue Dog could do anything. They could get crazy. Crash out the window and try and find the back of Animosity. I don't think they'd have the time, though, before Animosity turns around. And Animosity is now swinging in. Shots to the back of iBlame. Don't quite catch them out, though. Static emitters are out towards B, so that may force them to shift towards A, as the breaching foam is here. They have breached through. Silent going to be planting on the corner, and it's going to be a retake. But can they retake? Filibust as Taurus finally gets rid of the drone. iBlame over the top, doesn't catch the kill on the swing. And what can Ripster and Stanky do? This whole team very much focused on defending the EMP. Definitely a tough eco round from Ultraviolent, and the older guys, like I said, definitely in full control of this series right now. Taking map 147, coming back from a tough start, down 2-0 in map 2. They now are in the lead, 3-1 on the attack. No, 3-2, excuse me. I had the scores right. Those static emitters been pretty dang valuable so far in this series. Whether it's shutting down the full Ultraviolent breach or redirecting them to different objectives. Look at this, a heavy buy. It is the last round before we swap, so might as well get all of the utility you can, but that is a lot of options for the older guys right now. No reason not to be throwing nades and frags and flashes through all of the doors. And they've learned their lesson from getting the 2-tapped by Jack in this doorway, and are now using much more utility to get their way into this garage, although no one still has gone into the garage. I think they've thrown 2 flashes and 2 grenades into this room. The trip mine tucked deep. iBlame is trying to detonate it with their hand, and does manage to detonate it without taking damage. Blind fire through the wall does catch Blue. Big lunch. Almost a kill there, but they don't know it. And Ultraviolent are trying to pull out all the stops. Motion sensors, blind fire through the walls, static emitters down, rip the cord, catches one over the top, but everyone's stacked in tight. They're going to force this push in towards B. Silence not afraid to find a couple of kills through the breach doorway. Ripster, the last one tucked in to objective. They'll go down, and it's up to Stanky, who's trying to catch kills. Does get 1 or 2 over the top, but with EMP down, this round not looking good. Four, 2 older guys. We swap sides. And the scores on the bottom, I don't believe will swap. So we'll have that sorted at some point. But the older guys are in the lead with map 1, 7-4, and now looking to take map 2, potentially 7-2. We'll have to see how the defensive rounds look from the older guys. But Ultraviolent getting a true test of their team in week 2. I don't think they were necessarily expecting this, especially with the forfeit coming in. I guess you didn't know what to necessarily expect with the older guys. Maybe they were anticipating a hard match because clearly the community was anticipating this one to be a good back and forth. But the vast majority, I think by 70%, voted on Ultraviolent winning this series. And so right now there's a couple of connoisseurs that are shaking in their boots or very happy that they chose into the underdog, quote unquote, of the older guys. So we're going to get a roof breach to challenge as well as through the windows. Ultimately, no one home. Everyone tucked in around objective. The only real action coming in out in the main hallway. Animosity peppering some shots through the window. Ooh, Jack finds one with the Taurus. Blame looks for anything out through the windows, but everyone has rotated around to the other side. Already pushed in and swinging around to B. Oh, another big connection from Jack. A beautiful headshot there. Gonna get rid of that door blocker, enable them to push in to B fully. Animosity holding the long angle. Doesn't catch Jack. The pistol round going well for Ultraviolent right now. Phil's going to apply the pressure. Pushes into A on the hunt for more. Animosity on the upper floor, on the upper level there. Jumps down to find the kill. Trying to clutch this one up for their team, but it's a 1v4 and Animosity has almost no HP. I don't think that Ultraviolent are going to get too crazy. They're going to really allow Animosity to come to them, and Animosity doesn't want to do that. They don't want to let this static emitter trip mine combo go to waste. If anything, they're trying to bait players into it. EMP will go off, though, and oh no, the save isn't even worth it. As Stanky finds the kill. Ultraviolent take the round win. Trying to claw their way back into this series. They could tie this second map and then take it down to that map 3 decider. Again, I do believe that if we do end up with Ultraviolent winning, that won't count. I think it's a tie technically, but I believe that you win based on rounds won. So we either go that route or Ultraviolent go 5-1 on the attack here. That is the other alternative. Either that or older guys just snag 3 more rounds and take map 2, lock in the series. Either way, Ultraviolent are being tested again, and they're at least doing well in the early rounds of this reset. Definitely big buys coming in from Ultraviolent as well off of those wins. Everyone with the Vezin in hand, and that again enabled by Jack, able to kit their Vezins out, buy into the Taurus instead. Big lunch. Telling Silent to rotate back around off of the garage. They only want one extended out here. Looks like it could be a hatch play down into A, though. And if they do, no one really home on A right now. Trip mine is identified, but it's really just a holding pattern for the likes of the older guys. They don't want to let Ultraviolent start to claw their way back into the series. Oh, and Stanky actually scoops up one. Jack trying to find more heads. Blind Fire coming through, almost scoops up the kill. Ooh, and some big damage from Big Lunch. Filibus goes down, one of their kill leaders. And for now, this team kind of stacked up, vulnerable to a potential drop down from the upper floor. Don't seem to be too worried about it as a breach comes in from Ripster. There's only 2 left on the defense. Make it 1. Silent goes down, and Rip the Cord has to try and fend off 4 fully kitted ultraviolent attackers. And I believe they were identified, although I'm not seeing pings come in, so that could have actually just been blind fire through the table. Either way, EMP is ticking down, and Rip is going to have to try and push it. Or save, but what is there to save at this point with a pistol? Cyclone in hand. Stanky will find the ankles. And Ultraviolent right back into this series. 4-4 tied up, map 2. The older guys, just enough for some of them to buy into Vezins. The others going to be kitting out those Vezins, and a Viper coming through. Bit of utility on Silent side. They may just stick with the pistol. But the older guys definitely are being tested now. Ultraviolent had their test in Skyscraper and didn't pass. The older guys here being tested on Hideout. And, well, Ultraviolent are doing quite well right now. Economy looking very strong. They can afford a loss or 2 at this stage. The older guys are bare bones, buying big into this round in a hopes that they can put a dent in this ultraviolent economy. Jack been one of the main killers today. 7 on the board. Stanky also with quite a few. But Jack definitely a point player for Ultraviolent. Stanky almost has the head of Silent. A long peek out from I Blame My Aim, and it's a 1-for-1 trade. Phil's still here in the hatch, getting ready to breach down while the rest of the team swings in. Animosity peeks out, and Big Lunch finds a big meal. Filibust and Ripster, the only 2 left. And finally, Filibust going to get out of the 2nd floor. Push down straight into B. Pretty much uncontested as Ripster rotates around towards A. But Phil does not have an EMP. They are staying silent on their approach, though, and I don't know that Silent. Oh, would have known unless that audio indicator goes off. Filibust does catch one, swings around to try and get the Silent on their back. Silent alone and trying to fend this off, and will catch a kill. Is blind, and that's going to be when Ripster pushes in. A big flash. Drop down that saves Ultraviolent. That almost was the older guys clutching up this major round 9. So close. But we now go into, I wouldn't say an eco round for older guys because I don't think they have that option. At least they don't. Oh, they do. They can afford to lose this next round. But then they got to win. Then they'd only be able to tie. Older guys essentially finds themselves in the same position that Ultraviolent were in Skyscraper at this point. Last map. Man, I just love the quality of Breachers watching the game. Looks so clean. You can see the expressions so clearly through the players. Big shout out to Triangle Factory. They have made a very good shooter here. And a competitive one. As we're seeing a solid battle. Filibust actually team killing Stanky in the chaos, trying to find the kills over the top. Hatch open with Ripster there as a threat. But they finally managed to push off the initial defense. Everyone's tucked back into B, and I mean everyone. Static emitter might actually even end up redirecting them towards A. Oh, Blue Dog finds the long hallway kill here. And with no door blocker available, this is definitely the powerful route to take. Jack's going to barrel forward, gun in hand. Blind firing through the wall. Pops up for the headshot on the Big Lunch. Breaching foam coming in. I blame my aim there. Gonna wait for Blue Dog to cross, and there's the breach. I blame just over the top. They don't see the head. It's gonna be Silent. Actually finds the kill. Stanky pushes in and scoops up another, and just like that, we're looking at map point for Ultraviolent, looking to tie this thing up and take us to a map 3 decider. Oh, actually. Yeah, if I want the scores to be right for next round, we'll do this. Older guys taking map 1, 7-4. Ultraviolent looking to do the same here in map 2. Economy strong. Only a couple of Vezins into the hands of the older guys. Otherwise, pistols and utility, and Ultraviolent are definitely playing well right now. Momentum into their side. What's it going to look like going into Factory? I do wonder. But we're not quite there yet. I blame my aim could pop out and be a major aggressive threat off of these stairs. Quickly drops back, knowing that there's more there, knowing that they would be pushed. A big pick. Really starts things off nicely for the older guys on a round they really needed an advantage on. Stanky in particular, one of the top fraggers so far here this round too, 12 and 7. Very aware attack here from Phil as they catch out that trip mine. I didn't even see that one. They do get a audio emitter that comes in, though. What am I saying? Proximity sensor, not audio emitter. I'm going to get the name of that one right. Either way, kills come in. I blame actually finds one. Ultraviolent down to 3. This breach not looking so strong. Silent taking up this long angle could definitely scoop up a kill or two if they're not careful. Ooh, and Phil finally finds one. Jack almost goes down to Silent with just a pistol in hand. Smoke comes out, and they are going to relocate just a bit right into I Blame's aim. Full health, Blue Dog, Vezin, syringe, stealth in hand. Jack holding on to a Vezin for their team if they can get out of this round alive. Oh, and a big kill from Blue Dog. I Blame is going to re-peek here, and Jack didn't see that re-peek. Blue Dog with 15 seconds left, them in. Jack have to push in. They're on A. Crashing in, and I Blame swings in from the backside. Jack tries to find the kills, but they can't. Not before I Blame finds the back of Jack, and it's going to be 5-6. A big round coming up here. Older guys can tie. Map 2. Ultraviolent have plenty on the economy side, though, so they'll be full buying in onto this next attack. But we are into a final round here, round 12, with full kits coming in from everyone. I mean, full buys. Every bit of cash being spent, every utility being bought, even defensive smokes into the hands of Silent. Big Lunch certainly has found some big kills so far today, though, so maybe they'll be able to scoop up a couple of more as they defend, again, what is a very heavily utilitied corner here. There's a door blocker behind Lunch here as well, so 4 bits of utility just to defend this hallway towards B. Excuse me, A. Blind fire from Krim through the walls. Can't hurt, although I suppose it would be bad if you ran out of ammo. But you can afford maybe 1 or 2 mags to go through a wall. And we're going to stay on board Big Lunch because they could have themselves a big lunch here. Oh, and the nade's going to be coming in over the top. It's a flash. Do they pop up off of it? No, they don't. Interesting choice. More utility coming down the hallway now. And Lunch is just staying quiet here. The pop-up does get identified, and Filibus does spot them here, but not before a big flank comes through. I Blame absolutely shuts them down. Where did that even come from? Oh, they must have popped up the stairs. Yes, they did. Then instantly dropped back down. This really could be the older guys tying this up. Ultraviolent had this map in their hand, but the final attacking rounds did not come so easily to them. Still, though, there is a path here. It's both Ripster and Blue Dog. Prep foam on both objectives. Actually, Ripster won't be. And still so much utility here. Big Dog. Big Lunch does peek out, and they go down. Oh no, and the flank could be coming in. There it is. One. I Blame finds one. Ripster has to worry about the flank as the pings come in, and it's going to be I Blame to find the kill. They tie up map 2. Prevent Ultraviolent from taking a win here and preserve their chances at a series win going into map 3. Ultraviolent can only tie at this stage. But that is map 2 in the books for the older guys. Excuse me, not for the older guys tied, but they came back. They started strong. Ultraviolent right back into it with a big couple of plays. Couldn't quite wrap up the series, and preseason week 2. Just delivering some great action so far today. Happy that we're tuning in here. Happy that folks voted on this one to get cast. Shout out to our sponsors, ProTube VR. If you don't know what ProTube is, it is a VR stock. And by that I mean it's a stock for your VR controllers. It helps stabilize your aim in-game by going up against your shoulder and acting like a stock. It has magnetic cups where you can attach the controllers onto the stock so that when you're with a headset on, it's pretty easy. You know where to go, and it snaps into place. Very handy to stabilize the aim in game. One of my favorite tools to use in any VR shooter. Highly recommend you pick yourself up a ProTube if you haven't already. Also, a shout out to HyperX. Very good products like the Cloud 2s and the HyperX Quadcast S that you're hearing my voice on. Triangle Factory for supporting the VRML. And VRML for delivering you this high-quality content. Go ahead and give the ready to Phil, and we can start into our final map. Map number 3 on Factory. We did have one disconnect there for a second, but yeah, I think we're going to jump right into map 3 soon here. I don't think there's going to be much of a break. Do want to take a quick look at the KDs before they reset. 13 and 10 coming in, respectively, as kills from the top fraggers on the older guys. And we go into our final round number 3 on Factory with the older guys starting on defense and Ultraviolent on the attack. The scores are backwards, but when it comes time for the final rounds, they will be correct. Something we will get fixed. I do apologize for that, but just a small technical detail. As a note, the older guys won that first map 7-4. We've tied map 2 6-6. Ultraviolent looking to get back on the board here with a solid map number 3. Pistol rounds to kick things off, and it's just so interesting to see a small adjustment. I say small, but pretty big nerf to Cyclone. 3 bullets to the head instead of 2. It has essentially changed everyone's preference on their buy on pistol, and we're just seeing way more spectrals come in. Everyone up here on the roof. Slowing things down a little bit on their offensive round. Seeing if the older guys off of a big comeback are going to be getting aggressive here, but as Stanky pushes in, it's an indicator to Ripster that they should be making their way through the hatch soon. Make their way down, and they find the back of one. There's I Blame to find the quick refrag, but the push is on. Blue Dog gets picked up. The Cyclone, 1, 2, 3 pop in the head there. As Stanky does catch a kill on the backside rotation. Just popping in and out of these windows, staying on the outside. Letting the older guys come to them. It's a nice, solid job from Ultraviolent. But still, it's 3-3. And with the door blocker open, a static emitter right on that breach point. Older guys really demonstrating their knowledge here on these maps and ready for a variety of push attempts. Breach foam is there, so it's definitely coming in towards A. Wonder if that static emitter will be a deterrent. Oh, an animosity there on the short corner. Philibus does catch the shots. Stanky going to be pushing in towards Big Lunch soon. As Philibus drops back. Rip the cord. Could be on a rotation. I thought they were. Apologies for missing the kill. Oh, and there's the swing out to catch Philibus. Great reaction time from Rip. And the older guys go up 1-0. Oh, let's just do this for score's sake. No, we'll do it right. Yeah, okay. Round 2, another eco round. Both teams not buying too heavily. You see iBlame scooping up the Vezin. Jack, obviously, sticking with that. Taurus. The full breach. No one really here on the outer edges, though, to defend. Everyone just really tucked in towards B or A side, waiting for the advance up. Again, it isn't like everyone has ARs on the side of the older guys. It is just another pistol round as Silent is tucked in here to Stanky seed the head. I don't believe they see Silent crouch down. Oh, I was just about to pop up here as iBlame does get aggressive on the stairs, finds the back of one, and if they linger too long, they could definitely be vulnerable to a flank here. Ripster, Blue Dog, both holding things down. Oh, and there's iBlame. And this is what I was worried about. The jump out onto the backside. They catch one. Where's Ripster? They actually find the kill. Now Ripster actually has a Vezin, but a nade comes through from Rip the Cord over the animosity over the top. Catches the kill. 2 rounds on the board for the older guys. Again, a shout out to everyone tuning in, enjoying the action here this afternoon. We do appreciate you stopping by. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. We want to get as many folks we can into this fantastic new virtual reality esport that is Breachers. I know some players have been playing this for months now at this stage, but we're only into week 2 of the preseason here at VRML, and we are seeing very skilled shooters and solid coordinated team efforts to push into these objectives. I have been thoroughly impressed with the overall Breachers skill level already of a lot of these players, and a lot of these folks really enjoying this game, putting in a ton of hours, scrimming consistently throughout the week. Ultraviolent taking their time on the rotation on the outside, though, as I Blame does find one. Everyone else just sort of tucked in. As I say, that Silent is sort of peeking out, looking for a little something. I Blame goes down to Ripster. A nice pickup there. A big refrag. Shuts down one of the key killers so far on this map. I wonder what the play is here. I think they just breached hatch. And so you can see both Animosity and Rip very much waiting for this rotation here. Waiting for the drop down. Taurus in hand, gets shut down by Big Lunch over the top. The refrag from Ripster. Nade comes in, doesn't tag Ripster, though. They'll be able to drop back in time. Blue Dog up forward. Ripster pushing in. Philibus catches one. Oh, Animosity goes down to Blue Dog, saving them from scooping up Ripster on the push. My question is, will they be ready for what seems to be a rotation up the stairs from the back? Rip the Cord could find two here. There's one. Ripster snaps around to find Rip on the stairs. They don't overpress it, though. Rip's still a threat on this bottom floor, though, and is zipping around looking for the other set of stairs to push up towards. Allowing the EMP to be planted. We may actually be, I was going to say, maybe a save coming through from Rip. They do have a Vezin in hand. But I do think it is going to be this rotation around to the other stairs. And maybe they were hoping for something to be breached here, but nothing is, so they're going to have to push through their defenses. It's a long rotation, but it does get them back into the objective space. EMP ticking down, and the push has to come in soon from Rip. Philibus there on the corner, scoops them up, and it's a round into Ultraviolent's hands. Round 3 really has been the big one for these attacking teams. Sets them up nicely for round 4. Ultimately, we will get full buys from both sides, and if the older guys can scoop up this defensive hold here, it's going to set them up for potential 5-1. No easy rounds, though, today, and Ultraviolent have been playing strong all afternoon. What a series that we have been in for here. Shout out to OnDog stopping in. Love to see these games. Fun to see from the outside. I do love the third-person cameras. I do my best on them, but I also love to get into the first person to see how good the aim is of some of these players as they dial into these heads. Jack Possible really demonstrating it nicely with that Taurus in hand. But I appreciate you. A big shout out. I appreciate all of the positive encouragement I've actually gotten from the Breachers community. There's been a lot of folks that have said they've been enjoying the broadcast, and I really do appreciate that. If you want to be a broadcaster, you can sign up. We do have open applications. We'll probably do another recruiting wave in a week or two. So if you did want to get involved, we are always looking for more casters. But like we've seen already with Filibuster and Ripster, who are currently playing, you will be seeing casts from other folks on the casters team. A couple of folks overcoming some colds as well, and so we're going to have a ton of people jumping into the cast, tons of broadcasts here on this YouTube channel. You're going to want to sub so you don't miss any of the good games and you catch them live. But the beautiful thing of YouTube is that you can watch the VODs back anytime you want. We'll also be eventually cutting them up and putting out shorts of clips and highlights, and so it's really going to be a nice spot to catch some good quality Breachers media. And we'd appreciate it if you could support the VRML. Ooh, but look at this. I Blame getting aggressive. Could be catching a double, and they do. Is it a triple? No, no one's there. Blue Dog thankfully wasn't lined up. I Blame completely dropping off that angle. Rotating all the way back around towards A, and job is done on the aggression. Huge swing out there. I Blame really keeping the older guys in these matches with these picks. And if anything, it's throwing Ultraviolent off of their off of their path forward towards these objectives. Suddenly someone's hitting them from the back, and now they didn't even get that refrag, so it could happen again. Saw Ripster up here as they breach that hatch towards objective. Oh, actually, that was Blue Dog breaching in. Nice nade, catches a chunk of big lunch. But I Blame could be on another rotation if Jack and Blue Dog don't get on the move here. And here comes I Blame. There's one. There's two. Ripster alone has to try and lock this in. A 1v4. Round 4. Big time into the hands of the older guys. Ripster getting pushed. I Blame on the short corner. They will find the final kill. 11-3. What is going on with I Blame? We're going to stay on board them going into this next round because holy moly, that is some big damage coming in from I Blame in these first 4 rounds. 11-3. The next highest kill on their team is 2. Oh my goodness, what a clutch pull up here from I Blame. Keep utility in their hands. They are a big threat right now. And oh, the double static emitter here. I imagine I Blame, though, will be on the aggression. Going into round 5 here. Waiting for anyone to push through this window, but so far it's just been... Silent could get aggressive, swing out that window, but that would be huge. That would be a big... Oh, no, they can't, excuse me. The long window they could, but Filibust is denying that line of sight. Oh, my goodness. Another kill for I Blame. An absolute powerhouse so far here. Literally winning older guys these rounds. They might find another kill with this rotation towards Stanky. Stanky does drop back, though, and the proximity sensors going off on the other side. Maybe drawing a little bit of a rotation, but I Blame is continuing to push. Rip catches Blue Dog. And we have fights going on at objective that force I Blame to push up for a one-piece, a 2, and a round win. 3 kills that round. They had to let Rip the Cord get 1 or 2. 14 and 3. One more round sets the older guys up 5-1 on map 3 here. Scores before: older guys 1, map 1 7-4. Tied map 2 6-6. Are leading map 3 4-1. But, wow, what a display from I Blame here this afternoon. And Ultraviolent got to figure out a way to shut down this aggression, whether it's slowing things down in their setup phase or almost trying to trap I Blame into a rotation, into being aggressive. I don't know what the solution is, but I Blame has been a substantial threat. They've tucked into a far corner, waiting for a drop down into this main room towards A. Again, just off the objective. Nowhere really near it. Super far away, really. Maybe that's something that this Ultraviolent team needs to start to work off of, is that basically their timing is being read very well by I Blame. I Blame is aware that Ultraviolent are using a lot of time to set up, to kind of rotate around on these upper floors before getting down into the objective space. And that enables I Blame to then hit the flanks and be the threat that they've been. Oh, as they take a little gander outside, gives away their position on the bottom floor. That should be an indicator to push in again on this offense. You know that that aggressor is on the bottom floor. It's probably I Blame looking for kills. They're nowhere near the objective. That's the kill leader. So get in there while you can before I Blame gets to these stairs. The breach is there, and so is I Blame. Smokes are out. Another kill from Krim, this time through the smoke. As Blue Dog drops down for a shot, Silent with the tags to the back, and defense here on objective over the smokes as a nade comes in towards Jack. Forces them to rotate to the other door, and it's going to be Big Lunch that finds the kill. Stanky alone in a 1v3. Is getting pushed by no one now. Silent on the short corner. And they're definitely not going to be ready for Silent to be tucked in here. As I say that, Silent pops out, springs the trap. It's a near perfect defensive set from the older guys as they go up 5-1. We swap sides, and now the scores are accurate on the afternoon. 7-4 to older guys in map 1, 6-6 in map 2, and the series on the line here, as Ultraviolent definitely want to get these early pistol rounds, because frankly, if it does go wrong and the older guys do get this first pistol round, they don't really have the last round to eco, and it doesn't put them in a good space to have to come back from all of this. They do really need this pistol round to start that comeback, because they need 6 rounds in a row. Well, not in a row, but they need 6 rounds out of 7 remaining. No. Do the math. Oh, brother. Yeah. How's that possible? You tell me. Six rounds of the 6 remaining. Oh, boy. That's not my strong point, okay? Let's not worry about it. Window breached, both sides, drone in, identifying stairwell as clear. Ripster is on the bottom floor, though. Could be a threat if they do decide to push up. Ultraviolet taking a page out of the older guy's book here with a little bit of an aggressor. Been a long battle between these two teams, coming in at almost 2 hours right now. I blame Ben the Big Shooter for the offense so far for Ultraviolet. Finds the first kill of the afternoon. They've breached hard in towards A objective. And the fight is very much on here. Full pistol battle as Animosity scoops up the first kill. Breach coming in from Big Lunch. This objective is wide open and the EMP is being planted. Jack and Stanky retake the objective space. Now it's actually a retake from Animosity. They can defuse here. Silent's still alive on the corner. They can't rest. EMP actually wasn't planted yet, so ooh, this is bad. Silent has a tall order ahead of them. One, two, 3, 4. Where's the 5, 6 they need to pick up Jack and get themselves 1 round away from the series? One v 1. Jack with the 1-tap headshot. Silent with the 2. Oh, and Jack catches 2 shots square into Silent's chest. Silent will get the plant. That's 200 into the pocket before they lose the round. But Ultraviolet take it. And they will go up 2-5. A massive pistol round again. Cannot understate how important that was. 2,500 into the Ultraviolet's hands. They can now buy big into every round going forward. Well, at least the next 2 rounds going forward. Other guys have to eco here. And so this is a chance to come back 3-5. Just a massive pistol round to set them up for what I would say 4-5 with round 10 being a full buy from both sides. That's my prediction. We'll see if it happens. But it is 0 purchases coming in except for a breaching foam from Silent. They're just going Jespers. They are really saving here. Maybe that's because they're going to try a bit of a unique strategy. I wonder if we're going to get the full 5 players swing in through the door at the same time. Yep, we are. Everyone right into B. Jack goes down. Stanky on the short corner catches 1, 2, 3. Everybody goes down in a flash. A full collapse onto the push into the objective room. And the older guys wasted no time in letting that eco round go. Kind of respected, I guess. It's an interesting way to reset your momentum. Just like, hey, let's try something crazy. If it works, benefit us. If it doesn't, we go right into our next round where we actually have some guns. I don't know. It's an interesting tactical choice, you know, and if you're going to talk about momentum and mindset and everything like that, it can honestly throw off Ultraviolent because they just took 2 quick rounds. They didn't really get much out of that defensive hold. Obviously a round winning cash, but I mean, I guess, and analyzing their opponent wise, regardless, a interesting choice from the older guys. Like I said, I think it's going to come down 4-5, and then that 5-5 round is going to be the big one. But right now, we're into the big one. The full buys from both ends in round 9. Breach through and taking control. A going to be detonated, but I imagine they'll want to get 1 or 2 across first to set up for the other breach point. Maybe that was what this hatch breach was about. They'll be jumping down. There's actually even a seafoam charge thrown down there so that if eventually Big Lunch does rotate here, they'll have a breaching charge to scoop up off the ground. They have one of their own, which they will finally detonate. Animosity finding shots. I Blame scoops one up over the top onto Filibust. Silent as well, and they set up for the breach in. Smokes are out, and A is under assault. Jack goes down, Deagle in hand. Blue Dog getting chipped apart through the smokes. They're the last one alive in this hold, and Ultraviolent not looking good on this big round. They're going to go down to I Blame, and I Blame 20 kills on this map. 20-5. Pretty dang impressive. A absolute powerhouse shooter on Factory. I do think it was mentioned that if they lost at any point, that Ultraviolent wouldn't be able to win this map, and that has happened. So the best that Ultraviolent can do is win these next 3. This round and the next 2, and tie again. In which case, I do think they would lose the map in the series because map 1 went to the older guys. Either way, we're into map point. And I Blame going to lead the team forward here. Stealth in hand. Confidence in their bones as they, again, are just a round away from securing their second, technically first played game in the VRML, but second game this season. I think it's why, again, so many players didn't vote older guys, because their first series was a forfeit. So there wasn't really any scouting report on how powerful the older guys were, but Stanky pops up. Where did they find that kill? On the stairs, and that ping's coming in heavily. Krim waiting for Stanky to get aggressive, but doesn't. And it's at least a pick that slows down the older guys for a moment. I Blame cautious about that potential advance from the stairs, and a little bit of their own medicine delivered to them by Stanky. They may try it again, though, and I Blame's ready and waiting. right back into stealth off of the kill. Not going to spot Blue Dog. Crouched down. Not going to spot Jack. Possible tucked in. Nicely corrected. 3 left. Blue Dog trying to signal where they were. Has a nice smoke. Denies Ripster vision. EMP goes down. The team trying to retake here towards objective through the smokes. Ripster advancing up as Rip the Cord finds the kill. Ripster is here and then scoops up one. Kareem Animosity doesn't catch Ripster through the smokes, and they shut down the plant. Animosity goes down. Silence up through the hatch. Finds one. Looking for the second. It's a 1v1. Older guys trying to lock in this final round as Filibus takes to the stairs and tucks. Oh, they have the EMP planted. And the hatch is the defensive hold spot. EMP defuse coming in, at least baited. Silence going to peek down, and Filibus with a slice of health will catch the kill they need and defuse. We get more rounds. That's what that means. As Ultraviolent do not let any easy wins come through. Still, though, older guys have full economies, so they'll be able to full buy. We'll have a full buy on both sides for what is, again, the older guys on their map and series point. I'm seeing the comments in chat. That's TBG dog levels of carry. Yeah, it is solid. What's their KD now? 22. They added a couple more. Silent definitely got active that round. 9 and 6 now on the map. And I think we can definitely blame the aim for the 22 kill bombs so far. Quickly in. Almost in front of the drone here as that door blocker goes down and up, indicating that someone was there. Krim finds a kill through the window as iBlame continues to barrel forward here. Shots behind them, but they don't care. They are the point. The tip of the spear. As I get ready to move in towards the back of A. It's a solid-looking rotation here, and iBlame again. A big killer. Filibus catches Krim with a trip mine. Ripster goes down to a quick headshot, not ready for iBlame to be here. Jack rotates around, they get scooped up. Here's the third, and there it is. Looking for 4, Stanky's alone as they hold things down on B. The objective cleanly into the hands of the older guys, and Stanky looking for the retake at this point. Oh no, and I left myself on the screen. Apologies. At least I'm on the side. Oh, there's one headshot. Looking for more. iBlame on the back end. Catches it. No surprise there. Apologies for having me up on that for that last round. But goes into the hands of the older guys. And that's the final map. A good effort from Ultraviolent, but they got the wake-up call today with the older guys taking the full series 7-4, 6-6, 7-2, or 7-3, I believe it was actually. Maybe it was 7-4 or 7-5. I literally just cast it and can't remember. Anyway, a excellent battle between the two teams. Super happy that we tuned into it here this afternoon. And a big shout out to everyone stopping by and enjoying the action. Again, a reminder that we are sponsored by great companies like ProTube VR, HyperX, and Triangle Factory. We do appreciate their support. We'll be hoping to add more sponsors onto that list as we go into the Season 1 several weeks out from now. But we still got preseason. 5 more weeks of preseason left ahead of us, and we're only getting just into it now with fantastic games like this. More matchups tomorrow at 6 p.m. PST Saturday, 12 p.m. PST Sunday. You can catch them here. You can also catch them live on X Stadium, an app that you can download on the Quest or Quest 2, and you can enjoy these games in VR on a movie theater-sized screen with a couple of your other friends in the lobby. Do check that out if you can. That's tomorrow at 6 p.m. PST on YouTube and X Stadium on the Quest or Quest 2. That'll be it for us, though, here this afternoon. Again, a shout-out to everyone's dropping in and enjoying the action. Apologies for my face on that last round. But that'll be it from me. Mine is Ben Nightfire with 2 E's. Until next time, stay classy.
Preseason of VRML Breachers is brought to you by Triangle Factory, HyperX, Asterion Products, VR Cover, Arma.gg, Kiwi Design, and VRware.net.